This is so, the only word that comes to mind is messy. As I told you yesterday, Nikki Garcia, formerly known as Nikki Bella of the Bella Twins, an ex-professional wrestler and reality TV star, obtained a restraining order for her and her child against her still husband, Artem Chigvintsev, the professional dancer. She submitted her sworn testimony to a judge in obtaining that restraining order, detailing everything she says that he did to her on August the 29th when he was arrested. I shared that yesterday. You can watch that video. It's detailed and sad and awful. Since his arrest, he has not been living at home. She has filed for divorce. They have no prenup. He's asking for spousal support and for her to pay his attorney's fees. She also alleged not only was she physically hurt, but that he also hurt their child, their little boy, Mateo. Well, he straight up now is saying that she is lying. Literally, Artem is claiming that she made up the abuse allegations, fabricated it all. In these new legal documents, he claims that she is the aggressor, that she has anger issues, and that is what caused trouble in their marriage. Artem also submitted photos to the court, visible injuries like scratches. It'll be hard to prove who gave him those scratches. Injuries to his hand, elbow, and the back of his head. He claims that Nikki is responsible for all of that. On the day of his arrest, Artem claims that he was making breakfast for their 4-year-old son in their home up in Napa County. He says Nikki was there, stressing over what to wear to an upcoming Netflix event. She works for Netflix now, if you have not been paying attention to what her career has been up to for the last few years. She also has a wine business with her sister, Brie. Then they got into a fight, according to Artem, over his failure, in her view, to adequately toast the bread. Artem says that this then escalated with Nikki chastising him for placing 2 food options, a quesadilla and chicken tenders, in Mateo's lunchbox. Okay. Artem says he left the kitchen, went into the living room where he helped his son get ready for school. Nikki allegedly came into the room yelling at Artem, saying he couldn't even put Mateo's shoes on properly. Artem says he defended himself, which only made Nikki angrier, prompting her to throw the sneakers at him and strike him in the chest. Their son's sneakers. She says it hit his shoes, which I told you. She says it hit his... She says the shoes hit his feet, which I told you yesterday. Now he claims that it actually hit him in the chest. Then Nikki started screaming about getting a divorce. Artem says that their son stood there, frightened and confused. Artem says he pleaded with his wife to calm down and took Mateo upstairs to his room to protect him from the escalating situation. Artem says that Nikki followed them to the bedroom and tried to force the door open. She said that yesterday in her restraining order, while he held it closed with Mateo crying next to him during their struggle. Artem says he squeezed through an opening in the door to push his way out of the room so Mateo wouldn't be exposed to their fight. According to Artem, that's when Nikki shoved her way inside the room and physically attacked him. Artem says he attempted to fend off Nikki as the two ended up grappling on the floor. So there is a lot of similarity in their stories, just differences in the details and who is the aggressor, who was the real culprit. Artem says he broke free and called 911 from his cell phone, telling the dispatcher what happened as Nikki shouted threats in the background. Oh. In Artem's account of the incident, Nikki said at one point, "Do you understand how this is going to go now, Artem? You just ruined my career and you know it." How is that a threat? If she made threats, we should be able to hear a threat on the 911 call, and I would imagine that that will leak eventually. It is interesting, though, that, he has these alleged injuries, and she was not arrested. He was. He was arrested. And yes, the district attorney there in Napa County has decided not to press charges against the professional dancer due to not enough evidence. And he did score a little victory in court. The judge signed off on his request for a restraining order against her. So now they each have restraining orders against each other. It's a lot to take in. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't there. Sad, 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 sad.